Georgia is blessed with an abundance of water, cool, clean water. From almost any spot in Georgia, you are within the sight or sound of water, our state's lifeblood. Georgia has 70,000 miles of streams that trickle and gurgle through 52 major watersheds that combine to form into the state's 14 river systems. Water is the center of everything that we do and life as we know it. Georgia would not be the state it is today were it not for our water resources. The Chattahoochee, the Ogeechee, the Savannah, the Tallapoosa, the Altamaha, beautiful names that roll along like the mighty waters themselves. These watersheds are unique ecosystems that are not defined by lines that people draw on a map. They do not respect our artificial boundaries of city or county. They are defined by nature. Nature also has its own methods of protecting Georgia's lifeblood. The wetlands and swamps that some people consider useless land, the trees and shrubs, grasses and flowers that some consider weeds on the banks of rivers and streams. These are actually sophisticated systems that filter dirt and other toxic substances out of rainwater before it moves into our creeks and rivers. Today, the biggest challenge to providing clean drinking water for Georgia's more than 7 million people is a simple four-letter word: dirt. Our state is washing away. First, we must understand that land use activities affect our resources, and we must act to minimize the impact that our land-based activities have upon our rivers and streams and lakes and groundwater. Second, we must address human behavior. People have to do things differently than they are doing them now in order to protect water quality. The famous red clay that Georgia is known for is soiling our lakes and rivers at an alarming rate. An estimated 600 tons of dirt, about 30 dump truck loads, flow into West Point Lake every day. 61% of the Georgia streams assessed by the State Environmental Protection Division do not meet water quality standards. How does this happen? How does the dirt get into our waters? When it rains, red mud flows from poorly protected construction sites into our streams and rivers. Silt spells suffocating death for the plant and animal life in our streams. It clogs intake pipes at water treatment plants, greatly increasing the cost of treating drinking water, as much as 60% over the past 10 years. When sediment builds up, it reduces the space for storing water, affecting drinking water supplies, electricity generation, and recreation. Silt clogs drainage ditches and creeks, increasing chances of flooding. Dirt is expensive for taxpayers, but there are other costs as well. Water is recycled on our planet many, many times. The water from our faucets today could contain water molecules that the dinosaurs drank. Our health is affected by toxic substances such as oil and grease, bacteria, pesticides and fertilizers, litter and other contaminants that rainwater washes into our water supply. Swept from construction sites, rooftops and city streets, from parking lots, from lawns and golf courses and farms, these poisons bind with mud to form a devil's brew that contaminates our rivers and lakes for decades. Education and public input are the big key, no matter what we do or how we do it. Education from county to county, citizen to citizen, and jurisdiction to jurisdiction, to make sure we understand all of the issues to make intelligent decisions. The answer to all of these problems is simple. If erosion is controlled, sediment, life-choking silt, is not produced. The answer may be simple, but the solutions are not. As Georgians, we have a duty as stewards of our state. We must find a way to balance thoughtful growth so that we can serve and protect our water systems. so that our legacy to future generations will be clear and sparkling waters, not rivers of red Georgia mud. As Haynes Hill, mayor of Dahlonega and co-chairman of the Georgia Water Management Campaign, reminds us, do not let this issue die. This is a starting point for developing the shared visions that will give us the ability, together, to solve our problems with the management and preservation of Georgia's water resources. It is very important for us to find the best means for responsible stewardship of this precious commodity called water.